Hello students, today we will start the poem which is written by William Shakespeare, All the World's a Stage. William Shakespeare was born in 1564 until 1616 he lived. He was an English poet, playwright means dramatist, and actor, widely regarded as the greatest writer in the English language and the world's prominent, very important and dominant main dramatist. He is often called England's national poet because that much work he has written. Actually, he has written 37 dramas, 154 sonnets, 10 historical plays, 4 great tragedies, if you might have read that King Lear, Othello, Macbeth, Hamlet, these were his most world famous tragedies. And he is here called as the Bard of Avon. Avon is actually he born in the town Stratford upon Avon. Stratford upon Avon is the name of his town. So Bard means poet. So he is called as Bard of Avon. This poem is taken from his play As You Like It. So As You Like It is a dark comedy where actually a little bit sad moments also occurs. So it is called as dark comedy, but it is considered as comedy. Here he compares the world to a stage where the drama of human life is enacted. Actually, this poem is a monologue. Monologue means a person on a stage who speaks to himself before the audience. No other characters are not available on the stage. Only in front of the audience, that speaker or the character of that drama speaks to himself. That is called as monologue. So all this poem is a monologue, and it is said by Jacques, the character from that comedy. Okay, let us see now the poem line by line a little bit. In a sum up or in the summary, I want to tell you what they have given here in this poetry. The poet or the William Shakespeare here wants to describe the 7 stages of a cycle of life. The human life is actually described from the childhood, from the infant until the old age. He has described how the person behaves, how he looks like, how the activities he did in different types of categories. This type of universal theme he has used, and this is the central idea of this poem. Let us see now line by line. All the world's a stage. Here the metaphor is there. All the world is compared to a stage. So metaphor is there. Remember, underline that line. And all the men and women merely players. On a stage, players are there. So here in the world, whatever the men and women are there, they are compared directly as a player on a stage. So these two lines are the examples of metaphor. Player means actors on a stage. They are compared to the actors of the stage. They have their exits and their entrances. So here in the marginal question they have asked what do the exits and entrances refer to. Here it means entrance. Entrance means that it is referred to the birth, human birth, and the exit referred to the death. So exits and entrances referred to the birth and death. And one man in his time plays many parts. Many parts means several actions are done by human beings, and all those actions are comes into the many parts. Parts means roles. They play different type of role. What are the role? Childhood, then the adulthood, then the young, then they have different type of phases of their in their life. They are infant, then schoolboy, then lover, then they behave like a middle-aged man, then judge, just like a middle-aged man, then elderly person, then very old man. They behave like that way. Okay, so they plays many parts. It means his acts being 7 ages. So whatever now I have told the phases, all those all the entire life of a human he has divided into different types of 7 ages. At first, now see the first phase of the life, the first phase of the cycle of life is given here, the infant. Underline that. How he is, okay, how it is mewling and pucking in the nurse's hand. Means he is not aware about the world, what is going outside, and he is omitting very childish, very infant behavior here we can see. He is pucking, throwing up or the vomiting in the nurse's hand. Means he is a dependent here. Then the second phase started. Then the whining schoolboy with his satchel and shining morning face creeping like a snail. Then here comparison is there, creeping like a snail. The second phase is given, which is schoolboy phase. Okay, satchel means he is going with his school bag. How his face is described, shining like a morning face, and how he is creeping like a snail. So underline that, creeping like a snail, that is an example of simile. So that is important. Mewling and pucking in the nurse's arm, that is onomatopoeia. Then the weaning schoolboy, that is also a onomatopoeia, because weaning it is a, when we utter that word it is a sound, it creates a sound, so that's why it is a onomatopoeia. I have created one more different video to tell you different types of figures of speech. Have a look of that, you will understood what it means. Then how that schoolboy is unwillingly to school. He is not willing to go to school. He didn't have any wish to go to school, and so that's why he is as if he is creeping like a snail and going to the school. And then now the third stage. And then the lover, sighing like a furnace. That much energy is with that lover. Okay, so he is again compared with a furnace. Lover is compared with a sighing like a furnace. So simile example, underline that, sighing like a furnace with a awful ballad. Awful ballad, ballad is a poem, a kind of poem. Awful means sad, very sad poem. Made to his mistress eyebrow, made to his mistress eyebrow. Awful ballad made to his mistress eyebrow, means lover is singing for his beloved. Then next stage. Then a soldier full of strange oaths and bearded like the pard. And then the lover, sighing like a furnace with a awful ballad made to his mistress eyebrow. Then a soldier full of strange oaths. Now the next phase has come of soldier. He has taken different types of, man decides something in his life, that we have to become this one, that one. So he is full of all the oaths. Bearded like the pard. Pard means the poetical short form of the leopard. Jealous in honor. How he is jealous in honor, but sudden and quick in quarrel. He has that type of energy now. In this phase man has a very a lot of energy he has, and very quick in quarrel. Seeking the bubble reputation. So what is a bubble reputation? It is called, a reputation is compared with the bubble, because like they have asked why is reputation like a bubble, because like a bubble reputation is very uncertain and keeps changing according to the situation and circumstances. Bubbles are also short lived, so reputation is very similar to that. Okay, so jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation. That soldier wants a reputation which is very bubbly. In the even in the cannon's mouth, means he is ready to face the, even in the cannon's mouth, and then means he is ready to face the very great dangers, like whatever the dangers, as if we can see in the cannon's mouth, that much danger situations he is ready to face them. And then the justice, and the next phase of life comes here, The fifth stage of judge, how he is, how the judge face. Let us see. Justice in fair round belly. Now his body changed, so he has got very round belly, very round stomach, with god capon lined, with eyes severe and beard of formal cut. His eyes description is given, beard formal cut, beard is with a formal cut, full of wise saws means sayings, and modern instances. He is giving the modern examples now, and putting and giving the knowledge to other people. This judge, he is very much experienced, fat, okay, and so he plays his part. The sixth stage shifts into the lean and slippered pantaloon. Now the next stage comes here. This stage means the elderly person, he becomes very elderly person in his life. The sixth age shifts into lean means very very shrink person, very lean slender person, okay. The sixth age shifts into the lean and slippered pantaloon. Now here they have used one more figures of speech here. That transferred epithet is used here into lean and slippered pantaloon, okay. Person cannot be slippered, the person can be lean, and slippered pantaloon, person can slipper, but here pantaloons are that adjective is used here, so transferred epithet is used here. With spectacles, how he is using now spectacles on his nose and pouch on side. His youthful hose well saved, a world too wide, okay. Now he is giving all his close fitting coverings he is using for his body, well shaved and a world too wide, for his shank and his big manly voice. Now he has got very manly voice in his life when he reached this stage. Now next one, turning again. Now this is the last stage where we can see the difference is there. Above all these 6 stages are explained until this point. Now the last one is poet is going to explain here. Turning again towards childish tremble, okay. Now we are turning, the people are turning into the last stage where the person becomes or turns himself as a child. He is going into the second childhood, okay, which is actually the old age or the very old man he becomes in his life. Turning again toward childish tremble, pipes and whistles in his sound. Now his voice a little bit it is a weaker, okay, 3 times weaker than earlier, okay. Last scene of all, and now this is the last phase of our life of circle, that ends this strange eventful history. Eventful history means all the life is called as eventful history. Is second childishness and mere oblivion. Oblivion, very nice word they have used here. Oblivion means everything, all the senses, that he is not aware to understand what is going around him, the state of being unaware and unconscious of surroundings and happenings. He has not any give and take, or he is not able to understand what is going around to him. Sans teeth. Sans, this word is taken from French, and in French this word means without. So sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste, sans everything. As you know that in the 16th century there was a lot of influence of Latin and French language, so Shakespeare might have used this French word in his poetry, sans, which is means without. Now this person is without the teeth, without the eyes, without the taste, and without everything. As we go further by phases we understand the different types of characteristic of each and every phase of the human being's life, we understand the characteristic and qualities of his own life. But at the last, at the end of this monologue or the poem, our uh, eyes watered here, because this is the reality of our human being's life, and this unique theme Shakespeare has used, which touches to the heart of each and everyone till until the 21st century in our life. And this was the theme and the central idea or the explanation of this whole poetry. Here I have explained all the poem along with the all the figures of speech. Here in the workshop also I will explain all the figures of speech one more time along with the questions. All marginal questions are also covered. Learn something, be happy, stay home. Thank you.